Hello everybody, thanks for dialing in. We promised you a video to give you an overview of the 4 stages of psychological safety framework. So firstly, thank you so much for being part of the series. Linda and I are delighted to have met you all in the Zoom room last week. And we didn't have time, did we, Linda, to actually cover off an introduction to the model. So we thought it was kind to give you a little helicopter view of that today. How are you, Linda?
I'm going well, thank you, Nick. Going very well and excited to share this model of one of my favourite models of all time.
Oh gosh, we are loving this and cannot wait to bring it to you in more detail. But let us just set the context for where the conversations are going in the next few weeks today. And we won't even be more than a 10-minute video if we keep to timing. All right, Linda, would you like to share?
Yeah, love to. So the 4 stages of the psych safety model or the framework, this is based on empirical research that Dr. Tim Clark has done. And I was thinking about all the stories that people shared last week, Nick, and so, it really kind of verifies all the work that he's done in this space around how psych safety works. So I'm just going to share with you this little, big.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that looks great. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. So this is the framework here, and there are 2 things here that we look at particularly when we look at this model. So we look at the axis where we've got, on the vertical axis, we've got respect, and on the horizontal axis, we've got permission. And we need to have those 2 things in place to take us through the 4 stages of psych safety. So what do we mean by respect? Nick and I had this whole massive conversation about respect and permission. So we thought we'd give you a bit of a definition. So respect was due regard for the feelings, the wishes, and the rights of other people. And we do exercises, Nick, don't we, with teams all the time. And people say they want to be respected. And so what is that? It's really being accepted for who they are. And then there's permission, which is the action of officially allowing someone to do a particular thing. That is, you've got consent, you've got authorization, and that could be, I just want permission to be me, or I want permission to get on with our jobs. I don't know about you, but I know a few people that have said that quite frequently. Just give me permission to get on with my job.
Yeah, and they're those questions, why can't we just, or I wish I could just, and we might get the opportunity to explain this in more detail now, but the important thing is it's the fusion of these 2. These 2 need to be present if we've got any hope of creating a culture where psych safety exists.
Yes, absolutely. So, and if we don't, look, you can see it, this little dude down here right at the very bottom of the chart, the bit of a sad face, and that's where people are not feeling excluded. That's where there's no respect, no permission. So the first level of psych safety is what we call inclusion. Now, inclusion really is the foundation, and it means that we feel a sense of belonging, acceptance, that we've been included. And as we say, it's the threshold, it's the foundation that we build on. And why is that one stage the thing that matters? I'm going to say that again, Nick, so hopefully you might be able to edit that out.
Maybe I'll leave it in.
So they know. What the hell? Well, there you go. All for inclusion. We all stuff up. So I'm being all of me right here. And so, it's the first thing that we're concerned about wherever we go. We want to feel included. Can I feel included here? Can I be accepted? Do I feel a sense of belonging?
Yeah.
And we talked about, Nick, in the last session, when we go to a networking event, what do?
Oh, we have to try and find our tribe, or try and find where we fit in. Somewhere where we're going to feel safe. And we wanted to kind of expand on that just a wee bit, because what we loved, and I think it was Rebecca who said, I go and buy a drink and then I go and find somebody. And we just even loved the whole idea of, what does going and getting a drink actually provide you, apart from a cup of courage or a sip of courage to, maybe start a conversation with somebody new. But what else did we talk about?
Well, it kind of gives you time to, while you're waiting for your drink, to look around the room, see who's there, and then go think, oh, I know that person over there. So it buys you time to do that.
Yes, exactly. And I bet, so what we love, Linda and I, are nuts for all the little codes and patterns of human behaviour. And there's just one of them. Yeah, we think we're getting a drink because we're thirsty, whatever the case may be, but it actually buys us time to scope out an environment where we might not feel safe, where we don't know where the trust pocket is.
Yeah.
And we suss out the environment, and then we make our decision to move forward.
Yes.
So, and that's really key, because what we're looking for is, how do we belong here? How do we fit in? And that really is the essence of inclusion.
And how cool is it, Nick, when we're out at an event,
yep,
and someone calls you over? Oh, hey, Nick, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. Immediately, you feel this, maybe a sense of relief, but also a sense of welcome, inclusion. So important.
Yeah, especially at those environments where you feel under pressure and already, especially if you go on your own, thinking, what's this going to be like? And in our mind, it's often much worse than what it turns out to be.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of covers inclusion really nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And no different when we start a new job. We want to feel included.
Oh, yeah. New school if you've got children, new sports team if you play sport, new anything. Those codes and patterns present themselves. We have unconsciously these things, these strategies that we go to.
Absolutely. So that's always stage one. And then we go on to stage two, which is more around learner safety. We begin to engage in the discovery process. So if you think about yourself at work, maybe you've got a new job, or you're new to an organisation. You start this discovery process, and you want to know that you can ask questions. You can give and receive feedback, you can experiment, you can make mistakes. And that kind of becomes the next natural stage to satisfy the sequence of basic human needs.
Yep, brilliant.
Stage 3, we've got contributor safety, and that's so cool. Contributor safety, we all love to contribute, don't we? So this means now that I've got all this stuff that I've learned, this new knowledge, these new skills, new talents, new abilities, you've got experience that you bring, and everything that you've learned, you want to share, you want to use it, because your natural instinct is that you want to make, or we want to make a difference, and we want to contribute. And so contributing in that value creation process, particularly at work, is super important.
That kind of, to me, feels like extremely empowering. It's like I feel like I can share my great moves with everybody that I've learnt, that I can put to the test. And we love that model 6 core human needs, and connection is one of them, lower down inclusion, and then of course significance and growth, I think, tie in learner and contributor safety really nicely, because I see there's a huge correlation between learner and contributor. We've had this conversation too. So I've had the opportunity to learn. Now our intrinsic, it's not even a choice, need to contribute comes in at this 3rd stage. Can I do that? And do I have permission to do that? And do I get respect from doing that?
Yeah, and we all have a superpower that we want to be able to use. We have something that we're really strong in. And imagine if you're in a workplace that you had a passion or a strength and you just weren't allowed to use it.
Well, sadly, we know that happens.
Woo! All right, so let's move on to stage 4.
Yeah,
this doesn't bear thinking about. Let's move on to stage 4. So challenger safety, and this is all about, do I feel free and able to challenge the status quo without jeopardizing my standing, my reputation, without feeling like I've been marginalised or being punished?
Yes.
Or
it'll come back and bite me.
Yeah, being embarrassed. Yes, definitely don't want to be bitten on the butt for that. And I want to be able to challenge things and, bring up the elephants in the room. Nobody likes elephants in the room, and no one likes those sacred cows. Those things, Nick, where we've always done it that way, and don't challenge it because Linda bought that in and she loves it and we don't want to piss her off. So let's not challenge that. That's the sacred cow.
Yep, it's not safe to go there. Just leave that thing right alone. So that's exactly what that's about, and without the fear of repercussions. I think that's the big thing this psych safety is. I want to challenge that thing, because I have, and we all have innately, this need for contribution to make the place better. And free to exchange ideas. And often we see this in teams, Linda, that we work with. I get so connected and attached to my idea that I will refute your ideas. But the best environments are where you share your idea, and then it becomes an and my idea, and then we land on something cool together, rather than it's either yours or mine. And so this is the environment where that stuff is free and welcome and easy to have those kind of conversations.
Yeah.
Why do we do it this way?
I love the whole your and my thing, and we do that all the time. We throw things on the table, and then one of us challenges it, and we land on something really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can't do that, that's tough. And you know, in terms of challenger safety, there are only about 10% of organisations who provide challenger safety.
Yeah, that ever get there.
Oh God, and it's a tough thing to do, because as you say, like, we do get a bit protective, we get competitive.
Yeah.
I don't want your idea to be better than my idea, because that means that you're winning and I'm losing. But it's not about that. It's not a winning game.
Well, that's just evidence that fear is present. And when fear is present in an environment, you can't achieve these steps.
Yeah.
Because that causes us to play a smaller game.
Yeah.
So I feel like we promised them a short video, so we may need to give a little wrap up. And hopefully our goal here is that, and we have a funny saying, knowledge is power. We know that saying, but knowledge without action seems a bit fruitless. It seems like an empty promise, doesn't it? So we hope that through sharing these stages, that you will get a sense, an expanded awareness around what's possible, what exists out there, and how to get there. So step one, I want you to hang on to this word awareness. Step two is about acceptance and accountability. So what is happening in our workplace, if you're up for the journey, of course. If not, you're just coming along for the knowledge share. And step three is about action. So what can I, through our increased awareness that I can accept, I can see patterns of in our workplace, am I willing to do something about and change, be a great advocate for change, because it's worth it. So our goal, isn't it, Linda, is to move from just being an information share to inviting you to take on the transformational desire that we have to make all workplaces better, and to amplify humanity in the leadership or the leaders that we get exposure to. Yeah,
absolutely. And I just want to say thank you, Nick, for respecting all of me and allowing me, giving me permission to make a mistake, and now you're going to share it with everybody.
Linda, you are welcome.
That is what it's all about. All right, everybody, we'll see you in the room on Thursday.
Thank you. Bye. Okay.